So a lot of people won't know that this is actually the second time I've come to see you, Wade. So I lost my SD card and had to come back and do it again. So this is the second time. So thanks so much for coming on again.
No worries, no worries.
And just introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Wade, and I'm one of the directors, owners of Doughnotts. So we're an independent donut company based in the Midlands. The only independent donut company based in the Midlands.
So literally, there's no other independently owned.
Not that I can imagine. There used to be one, but it's not around anymore. And yeah. So I think it's just us.
And let's talk about 10 years. It's 10 years today, isn't it?
10 years today. Yeah, I made my first donut. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, mad.
10 years. Is that
10 years. Everyone's been asking me all day, how's it feeling that? And it just feels like another day, to be honest. Like I've got a bit of more of a spring in my step. 10 years is a big achievement, and I think being in the business all the time, you don't really realize the achievements that you make and stuff like that. For example, like co-op, getting into co-op and things like that, and it's just another thing. I mean, we're like, it's big, but because we're in it every day, it's just my job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't reflect.
No, never reflect, because always too busy to reflect. Do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, 10 years, and we're still here, man, still doing it.
That's awesome. So can we go back to the first time you started baking? Was it before Doughnotts? You've always been interested?
No. So basically, the story of how Doughnotts got started was, so me and Meg was, I was an apprentice in marketing. Meg worked at Next part-time, was both like really, well, we had no money basically. I was on 100 quid a week. I think Meg was on the same. And then we were watching, I think it was Man vs. Food. And he went to a donut shop, and I was like, oh, I think I could make them. And Meg was like, what? And I was like, no, I think I could make them. Anyway, we just decided to do it. I borrowed a tenner off my non granddad. And it was to put petrol in my car to get to work, and I brought some ingredients. And then I remember it was Sainsbury's in Ruddington I went to. And I just went to my grandma's and I made them, and then I brought them back to Meg and sold them to my mate Rupert, and then that was it. And then that's where it all started, basically. And I remember having them in my passenger seat, looking at them, thinking like, this is it. This is my thing. I finally found it. Do you know what I mean? And stuff like that. Because, I was always kind of looking for something.
Can you remember the flavours you did?
Oh, mate, they're cornflakes on them. Yeah, it was basically whatever's in my nana's cooking.
Yeah.
Basically. Obviously no mixer. I mixed it all by hand and everything like that. And it just kind of got to the point it is now, basically. Well, it didn't just get to the point it is now. It took a lot of work to get here, but yeah, that's it.
And as soon as you've made that first batch, how do you decide you're going to make a business from it? Like, did you sit down with Meg and say, are we just going to do this? Or was it you? Who was the driving force behind it?
No, so it was both of us. Both of us. Like, I get a lot of credit for just being the director, and, because everything I put on socials is about my business. Because I love what I do. But Meg is 50% shareholder, and she does work in this business as well. Like, we're both 50-50. Like, she don't get enough recognition for that. But how did we think it? So we wanted to go on holiday, and we wanted to go to this little teepee thing. I can't remember where it was, but we wanted to go on this little teepee holiday. And I remember we were there, and we were like, shall we just keep doing it? And yeah, we did it. Yeah, and that was it.
Yeah. So you got enough money to go on this did you earn enough money to go on the TP?
Yeah, we made about 250 quid.
Okay.
And that's all we needed, basically. That was for everything, food, the renting of the TP. We got it on a Groupon thing and stuff like that. And yeah, that was that. We just kind of did it.
Yeah, so you kind of earn 250 quid, and it's kind of, what this can be, we can do more of this. And then, so when you did you go straight on that holiday straight after that, and then come back and was kind of like...
We did it for a bit. We did it for a couple of weeks, and then we went on the holiday, and I was like, this could be something, and we just decided to let it go and just go for it. You know what I mean?
And it hasn't always been called Doughnotts, has it?
No. So it was originally called the Fat Donut Co.
Yeah.
And then we got a cease and dismiss letter from a company called the Fat Pasty Co. in Cornwall. They was like, if you don't change your name, we're going to do you for 40 grand. And obviously we had no money. So we were like, right, okay, we change it. We changed it to the Nottingham Doughnut Co. because you can't trademark or copyright a thing or a place. So you could have opened the Nottingham Doughnut Co. next door, and I couldn't have done anything about it. And then we changed it to Doughnotts. you know, we love the city that much. We put our name in it.
Yeah.
You know, we put it in our name.
Well, you're from Notts, and
Yeah.
whereabouts in Notts actually was you?
Clifton. So me and
Is-
Meg are both. Well, Meg's from Silverdale. I'm from Clifton. And then that's about it, man.
When you got the cease and desist, was that like the first? Oh shit, this is serious business. Like, is that your first test of
Yeah,
like
serious,
sitting down?
serious stuff, and you felt like everything was crumbling. You felt like you had nothing. Like someone else had full control of everything, what he was doing and everything. But then, you know, man, like light work letters, all like that. Now, you know, you get better at it. You just like, yeah, okay. Like you often get like little threats like that sometimes through emails and stuff. You think, oh, fuck off. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say about you is when you're first starting out, you kind of 40 grand. You're like, have I got to get a legal team? Have I got to do this? Have I got to do that? I've only just started and this is happening. And
It happens quite a lot, really, in independent businesses and stuff, because we rush. In an independent, small business, you rush.
Yeah.
And, you know, the branding at the beginning was typically your home baking brand. You know, it was had like whisks in the logos. I don't ever really got anything of the stuff hanging about. But, yeah, we did that, and then it develops, and then you start to like get a bit more cleaner with your branding and everything like that. But then, they just told us to stop it, and that's all the cease and dismiss is. It's like, stop doing this, and you're like, okay,
and that's when you just change your name.
just change your name and stuff. So yeah.
Did you design the logos at the start?
No, a guy called Matt Voice did, and when I was an apprentice in marketing, he sat like across from me to the left. And he's a really good graphic designer, and he did it on his lunch break, and it took him like 2 minutes. And I was like, wow, this is mad. Yeah, I got a logo. Because that's the thing, like when you start a business, as soon as you get a logo, it's like, fuck me, this is real. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
It's the start of something.
Yeah, it's the start of something. And you know, when you come from nothing and you've got nothing, to have something that's your own, that you create, is crazy.
Yeah. And then, so you mentioned the trademarks as well.
Yeah.
So you trademark now?
Yeah, trademark, copyrighted, yeah.
And how hard is that to get for a business?
Not really. Just go to a solicitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the solicitor in town we use, I can't remember because obviously it was about 8 years ago. We just go to them, and then they sorted it all out and stuff. Different solicitors will charge you different amounts, but yeah, I think we got it for like 2.5 grand, something like that.
So when you've got you starting to work your business, you know, try and scale it, try and get more customers, try and get people other than family and friends buying stuff like that. What's the stage? Is it markets? Is it Facebook, Instagram, that sort of thing to start off?
Yeah.
How did you kind of get down?
So just Facebook.
Yeah.
Like Meg actually, I'll read it. Meg actually put this. She put this post up. She sent it me today, actually. Where is it?
And just for people out there, Meg is 50% owner in Doughnotts, and your ex-partner.
Yeah. So this was on the 19th of February 2015, and she put, "Hey guys, thinking about starting a donut business, making and delivering donuts. It's all exciting at the minute. Coming up with the best ingredients and different flavors, different things we can do, but we'd like your help in which flavors you prefer most. Peanut butter and jam seems to be a big one, and Nutella. Let me know your favorites." And that had 31 comments and 2 shares, which is crazy. Yeah, I mean, like, mate, like, wow, fucking gosh, like, they're terrible.
I mean, how does that, like, you know, when you're going back to that, you can remember being, you know, this whole 10-year journey that you've been on. That's the start. That was literally, is that in your grandma's kitchen as well, that picture? We'll put that on, but
was in Meg. So we made the original ones in my grandma's kitchen. Yeah, but this one was made in Megan's mum's kitchen. Yes, that's the wok and stuff like that. But she put on there. She put, again, been looking for the best start point for the donuts, and we've got it. Perfect donuts day, starting with the fillings tomorrow, then need some people to kindly taste for us. Crazy.
It is mad. 10 years. That's awesome. That's so good. So what was the first avenue out then?
Just Facebook, just delivering through Facebook. Yeah, people place orders, and then Meg had put them into just on notes onto a phone with the address. Deliver them, and then just cash.
So proper starting, like that's a proper.
Yeah. It was like crazy.
Yeah,
but these mad.
It is. And then and look at what you've got today. Look at the journey.
Look at it. You know, it's not all been good, and some of it's still pretty bad. But we seem to be still doing what we're doing. You know, we've got some great people in the business. Everyone's kind of clued up, and everyone knows what the plan is and goal. You know, we've got 6 stores. One of them's getting a mini refurb next Monday. Another one's getting a full refurb in a couple of weeks. That's West Bridgeford. So that's going to change into a sitting-in area. Have sit-in, seat-in, but just going to look better, basically. And yeah, we're in like designer outlets and stuff like that. And yeah, we're all, we're big thing, like 70 odd staff, something like that. And, managers and area managers and you name it.
A whole hierarchy, like a whole
hierarchy. Yeah.
And you just told us that message 10 years ago when there was no hierarchy. It was just you and me and a dream.
Yeah, that's it.
And now it's flourishing.
But some people. I read this thing about Joe and the Juice, and he started out, and he had a goal of growing and being a huge thing like Starbucks. That was never the idea. It was just the idea to make me a mega job. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's crazy time.
And your first, away from Facebook, was it the store in Nottingham?
The first thing we did was we did Facebook, and then we did an event at the Food and Drink Festival, and we made about $5,500 in a weekend.
Okay.
Now bear in mind, everything was 3 for a $5 or 2 for a $5. So there's a lot of fucking donuts. Back then on that machinery and stuff like that. So then we did it and made $5,500, and we kind of sat there and was like, fucking hell, this is how much one of us gets paid a year. We've only got to do one of these and then that's it. And then that was the turning point. Meg went full time, and then a couple of months after I went full time, and then just started doing it. We had a little, but back then we had no money, so anything better than £100 a week was great. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? We lived on £100 a week for God knows how long. So, yeah. So yeah, you made £120 a week. Pay yourself that. Fucking hell, buzzing. I work for myself. Do you know what I mean?
It becomes more about the passion as well. Like you can actually do something you're interested in. You can create your own business that you can see how you can fit how you want to. You can create your own product. Yeah. You ain't got a manager, so
the passion is something that it's quite good that you talked about, because like I think it goes in waves. It definitely has for me. I don't know about anybody else, but like when I first started, it was like money. Got my own business, and you just going to like networking events and like giving this thing about you're like a really good entrepreneur and everything. And then you kind of start making really good money. Like Doughnotts exploded, and we went from like, $100,000 a year to over £1 million a year in the next like 2 years. When you do that, there's a lot of people who want to be a part of it. There's a lot of people who want to put their hands in your pockets. And then we got to a point where I was making a lot of money, and we had a lot of nice things. They got a nice car, a nice house, and everything like that. And it always became about money. I brought an R8, and then the day after I was looking at a Lamborghini. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, fucking hell, who the fuck is that guy now? Like, it's not even me. Like, I can't even think about how much I didn't focus on what was giving me all that stuff, but I just focused on the stuff I got, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did you lose your head? Did you lose the overall original idea? So because you've earned all this money, that you're still working hard, obviously, but you see this, you're getting a taste of the good life, and does that kind of switch your focus a little bit away from Doughnotts? Because I like you said, you went Lamborghini's, nice house, good holidays, good clothes, all the good stuff, but does that take your eye off the ball a little bit?
100%, mate. You start focusing more on what everyone else thinks rather than what you're actually doing. And now it's been really good. I don't know if you've seen my socials and stuff, but I'm kind of like, really investing a lot of my time into me baking, because like I love it. And I want to, for me personally, my personal brand, I want to be the donut guy.
Yeah,
I want to be that guy. And I think that I just lost my head.
Yeah,
you do. You've got this thing that's paying you all this money, and I wasn't even getting paid that much anyway. Like, the company was making a lot of money, but me and Meg were still not getting paid that much. We were just really stretching ourselves, but things were a lot cheaper back then. And yeah, we just, I just became someone who, if you stuck me and that person in the same room together now, it's night and day. Do you know what I mean?
So it means like one day you went through like a mindset change. You must have gone through some kind of, done a lot of personal work to get away from that, because when you're sucked in to that materialistic world and worrying what other people think of you and showing off. And actually, to be honest with you, some people could turn into a right arsehole as well. They can turn into a right arsehole.
And I did, man. I did. Like, you know, I did. I like became proper fucking. I mean, I wasn't a dick, but like I've just, you know, I thought I was way bigger than what I was. And you know, and that gave me no joy. It was temporary. It was like, yeah, buzzing, like, you know, got all the cars and the house and stuff and all that kind of stuff. I tell you who's got a really similar story to mine, Tommy Mallet. Megan always sits there and she was like, whenever I watch him, I just think of you because you are him.
Yeah.
Like, there's no sustenance with that. Like, I love baking, and I'm all right. You know, like it's and that's now my thing. I just want to do that all the time and stuff. I'm not bothered that I drive a van. You know, I'm not bothered that, you know, I live in a smaller house. I'm not bothered about that. I'm not trying to impress anyone.
I think it was more, is it more just being a young lad and you're trying to find your way? You've been shoved into this business which has taken all of your time, and you're just kind of trying to find your way, and that's the normal way. You get money. If you never had money, say from you only had 100 quid a week at the time and you're working all this time, when you get money, you're going to go crazy.
100%. Actually, golden ticket.
Yeah.
Like like that's it. You've hit the nail on the head. You know, you go from 100 quid a week and now you're like, we're making £1 million a year. I remember we were making like 800 grand a year and I was like, what? It's like loads of money in the bank. And I was like, what? This is crazy. And, you know, we took that for granted. You know, we took that for granted. And I'm big enough to admit that, do you know what I mean? And stuff. And I could not tell you what the product was like back then because I just was so far away from the actual baking side of it. And I wasn't even doing the business side of it. Me and Meg were just like coasting for it all. We had people like in the business who were doing bits for us and stuff like that. But yeah, but you learn from it, man. Like the fucking people that we have in this business now are fucking great. Like they're great. They're all signed up for it. And, you know, we couldn't, that's what I said, like people see me as Doughnotts and everything like that. There's a fucking room full of people behind there who fucking make sure everything's all right. And there's a bakery full of people down there who make sure the product's going out and stuff. And I'm literally just the face of it. Do you know what I mean? You're like, I still get involved. I mean, obviously when you come into there, I was on the phone with the electricity company, sort your shit out, trying to get cheaper electricity and stuff. There is all that. But without these guys, I wouldn't have what I've got. Do you know? I used to be a bit of a dick and I used to be like, you know, I used to say, remember you've got one thing that pays for everything in your life, and that comes from me. What a fucking prick, man. Now, I used to say that like, oh, I've got 80 mortgages. Well, I haven't. Like, those guys have got mortgages. Like, that's a dick thing to say. Like, you know, I just was someone else. And it's Michaela who's kind of like steered me on the straight and narrow of it. And she's like, you know, you can be better than this. And, you know, talk about paying mortgages and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, man, without them guys, I can't pay my mortgage. So that's just it. Yeah. So I owe it to them.
And is it, have you got anybody that checks you? So some people, I've had chats with a lot of people and they've, when they do something, achieve something really well, or they go to materialistic things, whatever it may be, however you may do it, you have people that check you and they say, right, Wade, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, this is awful. Is that?
Yeah.
Have you had a lot of people that do that to you?
There's one person does that, and that's Michaela. Okay, Michaela does that. She is not afraid to say what she thinks to me and stuff, which is absolutely great. And when she actually first started, the girls in the office were like, how can you talk to him? And she's like, I've known him for so long. And yeah, so, and there's not a lot of people I do listen to. Okay. But I listen to Michaela.
Yeah. And how's the structure of your team changed? So when you talked about you and Meg were distant for a little portion of the history of Doughnotts, I suppose you didn't really have a handle on what was going off, in a way, from my point of view. So how's it changed like from then and now? Because now it seems, I've come in the office today, everyone's great. It's such a welcoming environment. It's so, they're just lovely, like, so helpful.
A year ago, if you'd have come in, it wouldn't have been like that.
Was it not?
No. And that was down to me. Like, they always say this, that they, you know, you set the tone every day. So if I'm pissed off, this is obviously the old me. If I'm pissed off, everyone's pissed off. If I'm really happy and I'm going to laugh. And like Michaela said to me yesterday, she was like, this is the version of you that we need. And I was like, on it. And I had loads to I was being like a director and stuff. She was like, "This is the best version of you." But yeah, like the hierarchy back then, there really was no.
Yeah.
Whereas now, you've got me and Meg. Sitting below me and Meg is Michaela. Sitting below Michaela is Jazz, Katie. So you got production manager, wholesale manager, marketing exec, admin assistant, and then below them they have their teams and stuff like that and things that they do and stuff. So and retail managers and Michaela. So she's like the first line of defense before it comes to me and Meg. Later on, we get involved with everything, but it's it's great.
It is, yeah.
Great.
And like they always say, there's always, I think I heard it from Gordon Ramsay. He used to say it like, he's only as good as the team behind him.
Yeah.
So he's not, you'd think that somebody like that would be, would take the glory for themselves, but all the time, you're only ever as good as the people that you've got around you.
Yeah, like,
So-
it's a team effort. Doughnotts is, it's inevitably, a business that's constantly growing. And I think that it can only do that with the people, obviously. And that's why, yeah, we try and look after people the best way we can.
What's some of the biggest lessons you think you've learned from? Because I mean, there's tons. I mean, I'm sure there's quite a lot.
Well,
10 years in being in a business, a big business. Yeah, what would you say the...
Well, the best thing you can learn, best word you can ever learn as a director is no.
Okay.
You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. Someone comes up, "Oh, I want more money." No. Why? They don't have to explain themselves. You say yes to everything, you're going to get yourself in a mess. And we did that. Be a bit cheeky and ask for the best deals on everything. Push the boundaries a little bit, You got to earn people's respect, your staff's respect. You got to be here early, leave here late, sacrifice everything, risk it all, take risks. That's what we are as directors and business owners. We're risk takers. Some people aren't. That's why, it's like, do I jump or do I climb down? It's like, well, if I jump and then we see what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, don't some of the biggest lessons is I'd probably say just do it. Just crack on with it. Just do it. What if it does work?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And all the hours that you put in, and I don't think a lot of people see the amount of stress. We said this before, but when you put out social media posts and it's just you talking to the camera, there's 1,000 things going on in your brain.
Yeah.
So how do you kind of switch off in a way?
Well, how for hours?
Yeah.
For the hours that are doing stuff like that. So I live on my own. I don't have a missus or anything, kids or anything like that. So my life is dedicated to. So I can do that. If I had those things, it'd be a lot different. But I've made a choice to make sure that this is all good before that happens. 1,000 things. There's always loads of stuff going off. You know what I mean? If it's in your head right now at that moment, write it down and then deal with it whenever you can. Do you know what I mean? And stuff. But yeah, like this week, this is my 10th day at work. This week, this 10th day. So I think I did 3 weeks or 2 weeks at work, then I had 2 days off, and then I'm on 10 days at work and stuff like that.
But did you have 2 days off? You're still thinking about...
Do you know the thing is, when I'm in it and I'm in the motion of working, and I get up on a Saturday, I'm going out of my mind. I'm like, I need to do something, stop baking and start fucking doing stuff and things like that. But then this is one thing that the girls in the office have kind of really started reinstating to me is that, like, I really need to look after myself more. Like, it's not about sitting at your desk eating your lunch whilst answering an email. It's about eating your lunch, having a break, and then coming back to it. You're much more productive like that. Do you know what I mean?
You just head so much in it that could you ever really fully switch off? Only...
No. Like,
you can't. It's your business.
If I watched this thing the other day and it was about anxiety and it was saying that, like, something's causing you anxiety, it's probably because you're not dealt with it.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a big believer in that. You're sitting there, as a director, you don't get a start and a stop time.
Yeah.
You work from when you wake up to when you go to bed. When I say work, it may not be physically, but there's something in your head all the time. I think that, you get to a point where you can fight that. you're like, oh, I should have switched off, should be switching off. And everything like, well, do you know what happens? You know, if you lean into it, shit starts to happen. Shit gets really good. Do you know what I mean? And stuff. I've got like some stuff I need to sort out, and that it takes no time to flip your laptop up and just start cracking on with it at night and stuff. Yeah, I mean, you feel like somebody as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you feel like you're doing something.
Yeah, and you come in and you make a point and go, I was working till like 12 o'clock last night, and everyone's like, fuck off, use a laptop, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was actually, you was like sat there like that, like answering emails.
Yeah, scrolling. Yeah, just enjoying it. So, you know, have you ever struggled with things like anxiety and things like that? Then would you say?
Yeah, like I do struggle.
Is that related to business or personal, or is that just a load of things? I think we all do. We all definitely do.
I've never really struggled. You get anxiety. It's a natural feeling. Some people have it really bad every day. I don't, you know, there's a lot of feelings I do get, you know, anxiety is not really one of them. You know, anxiety is sitting there and going, for me, oh, I really need to answer that email. And I haven't, I really need to sort that out. And then I'm like 2 days later and I'm like, fucking have no rest. So answer the fucking email. Yeah, it's an email. Do you know what I mean? And it might be all right. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that the anxiety, you know, often sometimes get a little bit down, but that's just because my social life outside's not much. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I got misses and stuff, so it's hard to do what I do and come home every night and do like no one's there for you. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I'm very open and I love the staff in the business, but like office, the bakery stuff, because I'm very close with them. Because you know, I work with my friends, like, and them guys are always there for me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, a bit lonely, but you know, usually it's me like Thursday, Friday. Sometimes on a Saturday night as well. If I'm sat at home, I'm like, fucking hell, I need a missus. And then I'm like, back to work, and I'm like, oh God, I ain't got time for one now. Do you think?
Yeah. But it's also somebody that understands what you do, because you have a different life. You ain't got a 9 till 5. You've got a near enough a 24 round the clock as a director. So if something goes wrong, because you don't. We're in the bakery now where the product's made, but you've got 6 shops, you've got this going off, that going off, probably deals that are just coming under the table that nobody knows about. So you have to I know you've also got the great team that help you with that, but you have to also front that.
Yeah, like you get
you and Meg.
You get him. You know, the part of being a good leader is delegating and leaving people to run their little bit. You know, we've got this thing with Forest that we're working on about supplying Forest these stuff, and I'll be honest with you, like, I don't know really what I'm doing. Michaela Jazz dealing with that. Great. Yeah, done. That's it. I don't really need to get involved in it. My thing is just like, how's it going? What numbers are they having? You know, are they going to be having an order this week? So I can get the sort of production out of Katie and stuff and things. But yeah, just, yeah.
Do you ever struggle with delegation? Do you ever struggle with giving somebody a task? And because you're a perfectionist in bakery, I'm sure you want to create the best product you can. Does that lean over to your professional life? Like, I'm going to delegate this task to them, and I'm not calling you a micromanager or anything, but does it create that? Because I can imagine it's hard.
And the thing is for me is like, I'm really fast at doing everything. Okay, so like, if I want to, it's like today, for example, sorting out all that stuff with the energy companies and this bill and that bill and blah, 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 like done in 2 hours. Because I know where the information is and I know exactly what I want. I'm really good at doing all that, but I'm not really good at explaining it. And I'm terrible at explaining stuff. Often when I'm showing people how to bake, it's generally me going, this is how you do it. Before you know it, I've done that. And they're like, right, okay, can I have a go? Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, you can do the next one. Do you know what I mean? And stuff. And is that because I care? You know, Michaela says this. She's like, you're an absolute perfectionist. And it's like probably one of your worst traits, because you're trying all the time to get people. It's a turn of a double-edged sword, because like, yeah, I'm trying out to get people to do it my way. But by doing it my way, got us to where we are now. So surely that's the right way. Do you get what I mean?
I definitely get what you mean. Yeah. You've learned you've put the time in to do it the way you do it, and then when you see somebody doing it a different way, it gets you a bit. I completely understand that. Yeah, you need to. It's your business. You care. You know, you're the front person. You're in the bakery all the time. You want the product to be good, and you care about it. So you want to make sure that others that you employ care about it as well. Yeah. So how is it training in the bakery? Because the bakery is absolutely huge. Yeah. It's a big unit. It's a huge. Like, how, again, just tell us about buying this unit. Like, actually start off with.
So, you know, We got this. Got this just pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Well, great. Spent about 400 grand on it. Building it, not buying it. Fucking hell, God, it was about £1 million. This is, it's a joke. Commercial is. Building all the office and the electrical work. I mean, electrical works was 30-40 grand.
Did you get this plane? Like just a plain
Nothing in it.
Nothing. So it was literally like an old
Just a
wheel.
shell. Just no power. Well, there was power, but it was like fucking one plug socket. So we had to put like there's like 6 miles of armored cable in the old building.
Wow.
Yeah. Flooring had to come up by like 2 inches because it was all unlevel. Fucking the roof was leaking. Oh God, it was a fucking nightmare. But yeah, we ended up getting there. So yeah.
Yeah, because when you come in, you just think immediately, because you can, the only thing you could see, you don't really see the work,
No.
the behind the scenes,
Yeah.
because it's never really talked about. It's kind of, when it's done, here we go, we're in here. Oh, you just randomly jumped into a bakery. No,
Yeah.
it's a shell.
No, man, we built it from day one. Like, every bakery that we've had, this is our third.
Is this your third?
Yeah, we had a small 250 square foot one, then we had a 1,600 square foot, and now we're in a 7,500, 8,000 square foot. Yeah.
And the staff that work here, is your job to train them? I'm guessing
The
you.
bakery staff.
Yeah.
The bakery trainer. So my production manager, she helps train them and stuff.
Okay.
I'm more dough. She's more decorating. So yeah, she does her bit and I do my bit, and then we both come together and just do it all stuff. It's really hard training people how to make donuts because, you have no one like chefs are chefs. You know how to cut an onion, and they all know how to cut an onion. This is a different ball game. Not everyone's made donuts and stuff like that. So
Well, they always say pastry is a chemistry, not.
it's not
Literally,
but yeah,
grinds out.
it is and everything. And I would love to sit down and tell you all the technical reasons why something does something. I can't, but I just know by doing that makes it like that, and that's all I know. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you've got 10 years of experience. I mean, I think you're pretty much qualified. Tell us what they make a donut, mate.
Yeah. We have a bakery technician called Lee, and he comes down and he goes into other bakeries and stuff, and he tells them about me and stuff. And he was like, "This lad in Nottingham, man. He just does it, like, and it just works, like." And they're all like, they've all got temperature control bakeries and Bretard approvers and all this and everything. He's like, "No, if his water's too cold, his water's too cold. That's it. He's just not bothered."
I think there's something about that. I think having too much equipment is too much. When you go back to the day when donuts were first made, I'm sure it was a person, a bowl, a mixer, even a hand mixer, not what we got now, the KitchenAids. It was literally that easy, but I think we complicate a lot of stuff like proofers and this and that, and you can create an amazing product just from...
Yeah, like I used to proof the donuts up in fruit and veg trays.
Did you?
Yeah, greaseproof paper, fruit and veg trays, and put them near the radiator and put a towel over them.
Okay.
Mad times that was.
Yeah.
Like fucking cats running around and dogs and stuff, like fucking like and the dogs like, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But crazy fun.
And what has been, so we go back to building Doughnotts. What's been one of the biggest challenges of Doughnotts, like opening a store? Because I know, remember last time we talked about the bull ring.
Yeah. So opening stores is really easy.
Yeah.
You can open a store anyway. I could probably get a store in the next month if I really wanted to. Yeah, we get offers all the time. It's quick to scale up, but not quick to scale back. Bull ring, for example. Fucking hell, God, that was 6 months in planning, of going up there, having meetings, come back, get the fucking kiosk built, go up there, bam, we sold like 400 quid's worth of donuts the first day, and you're like, oh my God, this is the worst decision we've ever made. Gonna sink the company. And yeah, it was just odd. Just an odd time. And then they said you can go. I was like, we've got someone who wants to have your lease. So if you want to go, you can go.
So they just pay you money for that lease. They buy off you, or they still pay the bull ring.
Cinnabon had the lease. So they went and had it and stuff like that. So yeah. Whereas like Derby shopping centre, they paid us 20 grand.
What, just is it because they wanted you to come in? So
yeah, it's called capital contribution. 200 greens will probably get about 200 grand.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that. You can, when your brand grows,
yeah,
and it's a solid brand, like Five Guys get £1 million per site.
Did they really?
Yeah. So shopping centres and stuff like that, they have to pay them £1 million.
So they pay five guys £1 million to
It's
go-
an investment, isn't it? Yeah. So if you've got five guys on a lease for 10 years and the rent's 200 grand a year, £1 million nothing, is it? Because you're going to get double that back in 10 years, and it's a strong brand, so they'll stay forever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Well, that's the hope, isn't it? So yeah, we got 20 grand. That was our first capital contribution.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they just reach out to you. They just randomly an email will drop in and say, obviously the brand's grown to it.
Yeah.
So it's not just like they'll give it out. So you literally they just get an email, you go for a meeting, and then they say...
No, we've got an agent, Ollie Marshall. Yes, best guy for it. Every time you go in town, there's an FHP sign. It'll say Oliver Marshall on it. It's fucking... He's great, man. He's great. And he's proper... He's done all of our shops for us. And I'll just go... I would really want to open one in Leicester again. And Ollie will go, I'll go, Ollie, can we have a look in Leicester? And he'll go, yeah, I'll come back to you. And then he'll come back to me, we'll come and have a meeting, put some options down. Ollie will do the work on it to say whether it's going to be right or wrong, or, this is how many people walk by, and this is what's around the area and stuff. And then we go, okay, and then Ollie gets a fee for it. And then so Ollie deals with solicitors and everything like that. So he's a really good
full-on analysis of like what could potentially be in that area.
Yeah.
Oh wow! See, I always thought you just buy a place and then you go for it.
So
you get like...
We're not Turkish barbers, man. But that's what we do now. We've never did that. We never did that with But then it can go wrong. You look at Bullring, highest footfall shopping centre in the UK, and all this, and where that kiosk was, they had like 100,000 people every couple of days go through it, and the data was there.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work. And that's business, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And was that at the time? I think you said that you was going to buy
RS6. Yeah.
The story's crazy.
Yeah. So I used to have an RS6, and it was like the car I was known for. It was blue. It was blue Electrico.
Yeah.
No, Riviera blue. It was fucking unbelievable. And it was like this, but like lighter.
Yeah.
Like more blue. And I wanted a new shape so bad. And I had a 135i at the time. And I opened Bullring, and as I left Bullring, a couple of customers there, I was like, yeah, this is going to do well, this is. I was like, this will be 40 grand a month. And I fucking drove off. And I went to look at an RS6 in Birmingham, and Meg rang me. And she says, well, we've only made about 400 quid. And when I was looking at the RS6, the guy says, look, I'm so sorry to waste your time. I says, but I've just found out I can't afford it. And yeah. And like now, I put, a lot of my own money back into the company and stuff, when we've got a big bill or something like that, we're doing really well at, like, the company. So the company, for example, we're like 20% down on last year. So is everyone. Everyone's 20% down.
Okay.
And now your bills are going up. So now you're going to be 30% down because the gap's just getting wider. But we are doing really well at fucking tackling that. Like, bank recons, I can't stress it enough. If you own a small business, just fucking sit in your bank all the time. Look at it every week, Monday to Monday. You can have sometimes it's crazy. Like, you can go into your banks and think, fucking hell, we've been robbed. That's what I did once. I went in and I was like, someone's taking all of our money. It wasn't. It was the fact of we had fucking bakery managers ordering 30 tubs of this, and I was like, you come to the bakery, you can't move. It was fucking shit everywhere. You're like, what the fuck? And it was just a shopping list off a fag packet, and they were ordering stuff. Whereas like now, there's budgets, you can only spend this much on staff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And things like that.
It's proper structure. It's something, so that you can only, like you say, you can only hit a certain ceiling.
Yeah.
And that's it. Whereas before, you was having, it sounds like people just ordering for the sake of ordering. And
panic ordering.
Yeah.
You've got people like, you got people like my bakery manager back then, he was terrible with his own finances. What's going to make him, you're not going to hire a financial director if they're always in their overdraft.
No, of course not.
You need to fucking proofs in the pudding, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah. So that's that. So he was just terrible at managing. So
it seems like there's a lot of lessons that you've gone through and a lot of things you've gone through to learn naturally that just hit you.
Yeah.
Because do you have a mentor? You had a mentor?
Yeah. We've got a couple.
Yeah.
Got a couple.
Do you still have them to this day?
Yeah, not as much. I used to see him quite frequently and stuff. but not now. They're more, it's Matt's my main, like, Matt's my guide. Fuck him. I only ring him when there's a problem, and I never ring him anymore just to see how he is. And he'll ring me on a Friday on the way home from work, and he'll be like, "No, I heard from you." I was like, "You all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Sam." I was like, "Mate, I'm so sorry. We need to go for a beer." But he's a busy guy, so our schedules never really aligned.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a great guy. Great guy. I really should spend some more time with him. Like, but yeah, we're doing, yeah. Like we just got a gig with Porsche.
Okay.
It's got a gig with Porsche.
Is that like a permanent one, or is that like a
No, it's just the launch of a new car.
Nice.
So yeah, I'll be doing that.
Gonna get to test drive it.
No. But I will be there serving up, and I might be doing some decorating there, showing people what we do and stuff like that. Because there's gonna be a lot of rich people there who might own businesses that really want this kind of stuff. Yeah. So yeah.
How important is networking to you then? Because obviously that's an opportunity for business, but also an opportunity for more business. And
Oh yeah, networking. I think I used to when I went networking, I used to kind of try and be someone else, dead professional. I'd put a shirt on and blah blah and all this. Now I'm just go as myself, and people love it. I swear, I have a laugh. If we go to networking event, I'll have a couple of pints. Like we all kind of just get along, and it's real and it's raw. Do you know what I mean? And if you cannot accept me for that, because I'm just being who I am, then we shouldn't be doing business. That's it.
Well, it's being yourself.
Yeah,
that's the number one thing to do. Be yourself.
Be yourself. And I spent so much in my years, right, being someone else, trying to be someone else. Spend my whole life doing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas like now, I'm just I am who I am. I know I'm weird. I put my life on socials, and I don't care.
No.
I find myself on it. Like I watch back my videos at night, and I'm like, I've had a good day.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes I put stuff up, and I'm like, fucking hell, I fucked up. But I delete it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's all good.
But you're willing to put yourself out there.
Yeah, just I'm just way from Clifton, man. It's I don't think I'm anything bigger than what I am. Like I did.
Yeah,
I did, and then that's just not right. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, but yeah, is what it is.
And talking about, just to go back, we spoke a little bit about Doughnotts. Obviously, you could talk for hours about Doughnotts and about the things you've gone through. What about your personal life? So, you quite young on, you had a heart scare.
Yeah. So I was really overweight when I was younger.
He was about 7. Was it 17?
Yeah, 17. I think I was about 24 stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, 17, 24 stone, and I was fucking big lad. Played rugby at that level and everything. And I nearly had a heart attack. And it was the scariest thing. Like I got pain in my arm, and I just stopped, man. I just went like cold. I was like hot sweats, like cold sweats, and I was like, fucking hell, something's gonna happen. It happened in the gym. Then 2 weeks later, it happened again. I went to hospital, and they just said, look, we can't tell you you're going to have an heart attack till you've had an heart attack. And then I just went on my diet. Lost people still, for some reason, today think I had a fucking gastric sleeve. If you've seen the amount of food I eat now, you would not think I've had a gastric sleeve or, anything like that. Like, I just worked hard. And that's the thing. Every aspect of my life, I fucking work hard. Yeah, everything. And, we ended up losing it all. And then I had like some cosmetic surgery to get rid of my loose skin.
Yeah.
That was 3-4 years ago.
I remember that.
It changed my life.
Yeah, I remember that. You did a series talking about the procedure, yeah. Because again, like I say, I think a lot of people find confidence in that. That it helps them as well, because they might have that same issue without.
Do you know what? Like, I no word of lie. Do you know? People may think, fucking hell, what's that? Or why is he putting out? Mate, do you know the amount of middle-aged blokes who've lost loads of weight, who would love the opportunity to do it, who can't afford it, who just want to talk about it and everything like that? Mate, there's loads of them. Loads. We talk all the time and stuff. And these, it blows my mind. At one point, I was kind of telling people about my doctor, and I was like, my surgeon's really good. You can finance the treatment and stuff, and it's like for $8,000. Get it for cheaper than a car, and it will change your life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, bits and bobs like that. But yeah,
was that down to the diet at the time? Would you say? Do you know now? You know a lot about fitness now.
Yeah.
Was that down to your diet?
Yeah, like the crazy thing is now is like I eat my food at the minute. It's probably 5,000 calories a day.
That's a massive amount. I mean, you're burning a lot by going everywhere you're going, but
yeah.
What's the goal with that? Are you bodybuilding?
Yeah, you are. So with that, it's just the thing of like, I still have like some loose skin and stuff like that, and you know I am at a massive disadvantage because of how I used to be. But I just give full control to my coach, and I just said to my coach, "Go for it. Tell me what I need to do." And every week when I do my check-in, he puts my food up, and I'm like making out and stuff. And like I recently I did a diet last year, and I came down like 30 odd pound in like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Really fast.
Yeah.
I started on like 2,800 calories, and then last 2 weeks I was on 1,200 calories a day. I was just eating dust.
I'm going to say that's hardly anything.
Yeah, but that's what happens in bodybuilding. Even like Chris Bumstead and stuff, they're walking down to 1,400 a couple of weeks before just to get the.
And then that's when they go, they lose all the last little bit of carb, water weight, and then it's all dry food. Is that right?
Yeah. So basically, what happens is, so you, so right now I'm bulking, and my appetite's okay at the minute, but it will get to a point, say if we start touching 6,500, and I mean it's 6,500 of rice, bagels, oats, cream of rice. These things aren't. You can eat 6,500 calories of McDonald's in one meal on one sitting, but you're eating it, and what'll happen is eventually your body will start to, your appetite will go. Then you can't get the food in, so then you can't repair the muscle and stuff like that. And then what happens is they diet you, so you get to a point where you diet down, and then your body is like a sponge, where then they just throw more food in, and then you just go like blow up again. Do you know what I mean? It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Yeah, that's bodybuilding now. Do you know? I know what I eat every day. I eat the same thing every day. I have one off-plan meal every week, which is a Sunday night, and it's just a couple of burgers I make at home, and I love it. 4 litres of water a day, as much coffee as I want.
Yeah.
Energy drink if I need it. Vitamins, supplements, things like that. Yeah, just.
So you're able to, like, whatever you put your mind to, focus in on something like, because bodybuilding takes a lot of work.
Oh yeah,
Like, it's not like there's a lot of work you have to put in that.
And mate, it is literally, and I tell you now, it's not about just going in and just doing a couple of sets. You have 2 sets, 2 sets on everything, and sounds crazy, but you're doing 2 sets on everything. You're doing your first set, which will be 8 to 10, second set 10 to 12. Don't sound like a lot, but your goal after that first set is to push everything you've got. If you're getting off that and you're fine, you're not pushing yourself hard enough, and that's why we're seeing so much growth and so much progression, because we're just pushing dead hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that been what's been the hardest thing with that for you? With bodybuilding? So like, is it the food, or is it the training, or is it just both of them and work? So you do a lot of hours. When do you fit that in with?
Yeah. Well, I do say a minute. I do like 5 or 4 or 5 till 3 if I'm in the bakery.
Yeah.
So Monday, Thursday I'm office based, so I'll probably do it 8 till 4. And obviously if I need to do stuff at night, I do stuff at night. But I train from 4 till 6, Tuesday, Wednesday, same on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Food. The hardest part is being asked to prep your food at night, because I cook it all at night for the day the next day.
Yeah. So you don't do this where on a Sunday you'd have it for the rest of the week. So I always find it lasts for.
Yeah. Some stuff, like, you know, I guess prepping's the thing. Make sure you get all your food in.
Yeah.
And your coach will know.
Yeah.
If you're coming in the gym and you're not eating your numbers what you did last week, he'll be like, you clearly missed a meal.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'll get out of my life. You know what I mean? Like, hey, mate. You know what I mean? But he understands. He's really good. At the beginning, he didn't understand about my life. You know, from the outside looking in, people could see your business and he just went around eating ice cold all day.
Yeah.
Now he gets it. Now he's like, how was your day? And I'm like, fucking been hard. And he was like, right, okay. And he'll know, like, he'll go, what's your weight been doing this morning? And I'll go, I'm like 2 pound down. And he'll go, right, and he's having off plan tonight, have 5 guys or something. Okay, he just tells you
To get that weight up.
yeah, weight up and stuff. And it's all about performance.
So where did you start? What weight did you start, and what weight are you planning to be then going to cut down?
So I started my cup at 226 pounds.
Okay.
Last year.
Yeah.
And like, I'll show you. This is the craziest thing about having a coach.
Because you train at Ultraflex, don't you, in Derby? Is it Alex, the coach's name?
Alex. Yeah, Alex Shepherd. So I'll just find it on my bed. It was so 220. So this was £226 last time.
Oh wow.
So that was £226. So just a fucking fat bastard.
Yeah.
That was 226, and then that is 226. That's 227.
Wow, the difference.
So,
So you've lost weight and put muscle on.
Yeah. So that's the same weight. So I'm actually heavier there than I was back then.
Yeah. Wow, that's
body-
crazy.
yeah,
It's
body-
good body composition.
Yeah. So you can check your scale. If you check the scale,
Yeah.
your scale is just a measurement of weight. It doesn't measure how you look.
Because most people, I think if you looked at people side by side, you look at that one, you look at that one, you'd say, yeah, I don't know. You'd think that one weight, the kind of the muscle one would be heavier for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work, but
You just I tell you, one of the problems I'm having is that because I'm getting heavier, I'm getting sleep. It's getting a lot harder.
Okay.
Sleep is
in like you can't go to sleep, or
just you waking up in the middle of the night, stop breathing. I mean, not heavy. Like my coach is like 18 stone, 19 stone. And I just tipped over to 16 today. But your belly's never empty.
No.
You feel it. You close the tighter. That's the biggest thing. Like it's hard though, but you know,
it's all worth it. It's all worth it.
Yeah,
Look at that transformation.
Yeah. But we'll pull down again.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'll pull down again in what? Probably, I think we've got 8 weeks left.
Yeah.
So we've got 8 weeks pushing. So we think we might get to around 17 stone in 18 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we'll pull back down to 215, 210.
Yeah.
Get your metabolism going, like wanting your body screaming for food again.
Yeah.
And then just go again, push again.
Are we going to see you on a bodybuilding competition one?
No. I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to. There's a competition in Texas. Yeah, it's called Summer Shredding, and they do a transformation category. I think I'd nail the shit out of that.
Yeah.
But I've never been lean. I've never been like it's because if you look at a bodybuilding competition, say it's a 20 week prep, not many people can get to 10 weeks. Only a select few people can get to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Even a tiny more percentage can get to 4 weeks. And then 2 weeks, you're on dust.
Hell yeah.
You've got work.
Yeah.
Very, very fine, very small percentage of people who could die. Anyone could go on a 10-week cut. Anyone could die for 10 weeks. Yeah.
I feel like you could do it. I feel like, you know what, to complete the circle from that surge, from the heart attack for even, do you know what I mean? What a story, heart attack, and literally now on a bodybuilding stage.
Yeah.
Or it's just even like making donuts in your grandma's kitchen. Now you own multi-million pound. This is a multi-million pound business. You're owning, you know, so.
And this is the thing as well, like, you know, when you think about it, you know, like everything, like I've done so much, tons of stuff.
Yeah.
Like completely changed everything about myself. You know, completely changed everything about myself, the way I look, the way I am, do you know what I mean, and stuff. Reinvented myself, God knows how many fucking times to just get to the point of where I am now. And I'm still not where I want to be. But that's why people, like, you know, understand it and they understand what I'm doing and stuff. So, yeah.
And you got a lot of tattoos.
Yeah.
Just want to talk about them.
Yeah.
What's your favourite tattoo? Would you say? I'll say,
well,
you
I've got my mum there.
Okay.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sometimes forget about them, to be fair.
I know, yeah. There's loads. There isn't there, yeah.
Yeah, I've got loads. There's a guy called Sam Cross.
Yeah.
And I want tattooing up to here.
Do you really want to take it up to the... No, it's right.
Take it up to here.
Yeah.
And like all around here and stuff. But he's he's a great tattoo artist. Yeah, he's only on Mansfield Road as well, so might go see him. He comes and buys cookies all the time.
Does it?
Yeah, and he looks sick. Like when I first seen him, he had like tattoos under his eyes, but he looked really cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh man, your tattoos are sick." And he was like, "I'll tattoo you." I was like, "On my face, dude." And he was like, "Yeah, dude." He's all like, "Don't you fucking yeah." But yeah, I don't know. There's loads I wanna do.
So head tattoos. Would you get any full?
Yeah,
would you?
Yeah, Marcus Owens Raymond's. He got his head tattoo a few. I think it was last year.
Yeah.
Marcus has looked sick.
Yeah.
He's got a big. I think he's got some on the side of his back of his head there. But I've had my head like tattooed. I've had like the back of my head tattooed.
Yeah.
It's this bone. You don't feel it.
Do you not?
No, I didn't feel it. It was all right. It was over and done with rapid. Armpit heel, that was the worst.
Okay.
Arm, that like under the, just anything around your armpit, and neck was the most painful.
Yeah.
Like when there's not a lot of people have the neck tattoo.
Is it because it's like flabby skin almost,
Yeah,
like loose skin?
It's just fucking horrendous, mate. Like when I had done, I remember being there, like I was getting my head pinned down and everything. Shit.
Sellotape your head down to the bench.
Mate, it was horrible. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And what's next? What's next for Doughnotts? What's next for Doughnotts in the future?
So we're obviously doing a full like company restructure, rebuild. Don't happen overnight. We're doing that. We're doing we're refinancing the company to clear our debts, and then make our debt payments more reasonable.
Yeah.
What else are we doing? Selling loads of shit that we don't need. We've got shit down there that we don't need.
Yeah.
What else? Just doing it and potentially open another store before the end of the year. Maybe something like that.
Any new flavours?
Yeah, every month. We have a new menu every month. Oh, that's it. We're turning into a bakery. That's the biggest thing. That's huge. Like we're turning into, every store's going to be branded as Doughnotts Bakery.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to sell everything other than just, we're going to sell everything plus donuts.
Yeah.
So we want to give the guys down there the creativity to make their own stuff.
Okay, so like bakeries in like, you're gonna expand that from like donuts to croissants,
Croissants, cookies,
Okay.
muffins.
Oh, cookies are gonna make it
cookies,
full
yeah.
appearance.
Cupcakes,
Yeah.
you name it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna be like, we want to be like the Gregs of the donut world, or
Yeah.
the bacon world.
Wow.
Gonna do any like donut or pastry or cookie and a coffee for a £5
Okay.
pre 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
So if you come before 12,
Yeah.
that'll go mad. You can't get that in anywhere now. You know what I mean?
It goes up to like £7, £8.
Yeah, and we just like, you know, everyone's got a £5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, we've got 2 stores getting refurbed. Mate, we just do it. Yeah, you never know. I could walk in tomorrow, an opportunity could land. I could walk in tomorrow and the fucking place could be on fire. I could walk in tomorrow and a key person's leaving. It's a business, and you know, it's about how you deal with them problems. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
And what advice would you give to anybody, somebody that's thinking of doing maybe a young Wade,
Yeah.
thinking of maybe they've got an idea in the kitchen?
Do that. And just if you are prepared to start a business, get ready to work.
Yeah.
Because you work a lot harder than you do if you work for someone. 10 times harder.
It doesn't guarantee freedom.
You do it for time. You know, I'm fortunate enough to have the vision of one day being able to wanting to sell this. So that's my vision. You know, get to 20 years and just want to write shit check, man. And you're just like, yeah, I'm gone. Do you know what I mean? But that's you. You've earned it.
Yeah.
You've worked hard. You've created a working environment. You've created jobs. You've done everything right. That's your reward. It's your lottery ticket. I always say this, like, people buy lottery tickets all the time and they scratch them and they never win. They do it for 30 years, crossing their fingers every time. Why don't you spend 20 years building your own lottery ticket? Done. That's it, innit? You know, I suppose as well, like, you need to really sit there and think about whether you want to make 100 grand or £1 million. Making 100 grand you could probably do. Making £1 million, you're gonna have to work. Like, you know, but like we're a £2 million a year operation at the minute.
Nice.
With what we've got.
Yeah.
People, building, stores. Without making another donut, we think we can get, it sounds crazy, but we've done the numbers and yeah, Michaela thinks we can get to 20 mil.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll be happy at 10.
Well, you knock each goal as you go along. So,
Yeah.
So
So
it's just a little step.
yeah, like we do, donuts are £4.25 and £3.75. It's too expensive. So everything's £4 now. Every donut's £4.
Yeah.
If you want to buy a red velvet, it's £4. If you want to buy a Galaxy, it's £4.
Yeah.
Everything's £4. Cookies are going to be £3. A croissant's £3.75. You know, a muffin's going to be £3.
Yeah.
It's all going to be cost effective. It's all going to tackle all the thing of the government just trying, the world just getting more expensive. You know, You don't want to spend £4 on a donut? I've got a really good cookie here for you.
Yeah.
And it's £3. Do you know what I mean?
So it's offering different alternatives for different budgets.
Yeah. Greg's just sold one thing. Don't want to be there.
Of course.
It's facts, innit? But look how successful Doughnotts is just selling one thing.
That's it.
It's crazy. All we got to do is persuade those customers who know that we sell donuts to buy the other things.
Well, in a shop, I think when you see them, you would naturally gravitate. I want to try that now.
Yeah, try that. Yeah.
So it's not.
But it's got to be cost effective. It's got to be cheap. Everything was £1. You know, this is the thing. If you sell a donut and a coffee for £5, it's that ludicrous that it's just. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? People buy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, when you say the donuts are £4, that means you're getting a coffee for £1.
Yeah. Or a pastry and a whatever, cookie and a coffee. You could have a summit and summit for £5.
Yeah.
What do you want? Do you know what I mean?
And it's not like you're using Kenko.
No, it's 200 degrees.
There we go. Proper coffee. Yeah. Proper.
Obviously, if you want like syrups in, we're going to obviously have to sort something out about that.
Yeah.
But, you know, people come in like, oh, I want a matcha latte. And it's like, listen, all right, don't take the piss. I like...
I want 10 pumps of caramel syrup.
It's like Starbucks, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what we do.
That's all. And just as like a 10-year anniversary thing, I'm just gonna. What's the proudest moment for you? I'm not asking you to reflect because there's a lot to reflect on. But what would you say was it opening your first store? What would be your proudest moment looking back as a 10-year anniversary of Doughnotts?
10 years. Proudest moment. Maybe. When me and Meg squashed the beef and she came back. Okay. Yeah. That was probably the proudest moment. You know?
Yeah.
When me and her started working together again.
Yeah.
You know, people think I do it all. People think she does it all.
Yeah.
You know? We don't.
No.
We do it together.
It's a team effort.
It's a team.
And when you was able to come back after whatever happened between
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mad.
Yeah.
You know?
I can imagine that was hard actually.
Tough.
I can imagine that was tough.
Yeah, but she's yeah. That's probably the proudest moment.
Nice one.
Yeah. And second to that, stores.
Yeah.
Staff.
Yeah.
All that.
And yourself, change. You know, your whole mindset.
Yeah.
That's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
You know,
Obviously,
I need to check yourself like that.
No, like, obviously as well. I get quite proud when, you know, cars and stuff. I'm getting friends with, but yeah, I don't have those things done more.
Soon coming.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, thank you so much for joining us again.
No worries.
We'll see if there's a third episode. So I'll keep that SD card safe this time. But no, I really appreciate it, mate. Honestly, thank you so much. And Doughnotts are going to smash it. So
yeah.
And people can follow. I think a lot of people know Doughnotts anyway. But your Instagram is it?
At Doughnotts Official.
Yeah.
And then TikTok, see.
Yeah.
And then Twitter and all that kind of jazz.
And websites.
Websites like doughnottsofficial.com.
No, so yeah, head over there, guys.
That's it.
Thank you so much, mate.
Appreciate that one.